yoga teachers and people around is really for me, since the topic of this is about care. This morning we did a workshop on comfort measures. So we had the pregnant couples come and try different comfort measures, and so the whole day for me was about care and how we, as care providers, it's really fun to learn about how each person, how they are resourcing themselves as they're taking care of people. But you are all the people that I like to refer to because it is my self-care. So, or I know that it's gonna make my job easier as a doula because you're helping my clients relax and helping their babies in good positionings and all those things. So I want to start by introducing Dr. Elliot Berlin, and who most of you know, of course, but has a lot of new things that I'm getting to hear about. But this is also collaborative care for me, is having the people that I know I can work with the client and we can collaborate with, so I can email and say, this is what's going on with this client, and I do a lot of hands-on body work, so I can be like, I feel like the baby might be this position, or this is what the doctor's saying, and I know I can refer to Dr. Berlin, who has documentaries out, has an incredible podcast, and I can say, you know what, I've been telling her this, I think it'd be really great if she learns, because there's that thing where people have to hear things 3 times, and I think when they're pregnant, they have to hear it like 6 times, and if they hear it from the same person, it doesn't work. So I feel like if you have that team that is like-minded, you also aren't gonna have to counteract, like, oh, they go see someone and they say something, completely different, or they Google.
Less damage control.
Or they use ChatGPT. No. So I feel like it's really great to have that team, and so a lot of you here are part of that team for me, and I want to have that get out in a bigger way. So I'd like to just introduce the panel, and then I'd love everybody else to go around and introduce themselves and what you do and that kind of thing. And Kimmy, I'd love you to talk about Wuum. So why don't we start with you, Dr. Berlin? We have Dr. Berlin times 2. So.
Thank you for putting this together and for inviting us. And thank you for sharing. Also, when you send a client, I was just talking to Chava about this, how it's hard to get energy through technology over the internet but your emails ooze. Your energy is just magically all over them. And I love getting them. Like, oh, an email from Carmen. Okay. Maybe I'll take this for when I can enjoy it.
I'm glad to hear that, because I always feel like I'm like, oh my gosh, can you help this person?
And even then, you just have the most warmth through there. And this space is beautiful. It just really, if this is what it's like in the womb, especially what it smells like in the womb. I understand why babies don't want to come at 40 weeks. So stay in there for a bit. I'm sure we'll talk about self-care, but I will just say this from the beginning is that what I know about self-care is that I'm going to speak about today. I'm talking to myself as much as I'm talking to you. I hope I can figure out how to listen to myself at some point, and I'm also here to listen, to everyone here at the panel and everyone else, because I think we all have observations and things that can help each other out. So I'm really looking forward to that exchange.
And when I'm talking here today, I'm talking to you.
Or like what we do with clients, I'm like, you tell me what you want me to tell. Especially when it comes to like the partners or things like that. Because sometimes it is hard to be like, if I say something to my husband that is helpful, he might interpret it as nagging, So
You just remind me of a birth I was at, and this poor husband was trying so hard to support his wife, and anything he said, she just like bit his head off. And I was just doing body work, but there was a great doula there, and the doula would say the same exact thing.
That's That's it. That's collaborative care. On that topic, Dr. Berlin is the only doula
Right.
that is, yeah.
I
that is-
don't
that I know
do it
of.
nearly as much anymore, but it was incredible to be invited to birth, sometimes to play a small supporting role. In general, what I do is I'm a chiropractor, and because muscles and bones are deeply intertwined, I went to massage school and chiropractic school and kind of smushed them together, trying to make the peanut butter and chocolate of holistic healthcare, and then smushing in a little comedy here and there as well.
But that's why you're the only chiropractor that does massage, and as a massage therapist myself, I don't like to refer to a chiropractor that, unless I'm gonna massage them before they go, because I just feel like the body isn't warmed up.
Yeah, I mean, massage has a lot of value to it, and I think chiropractic has a lot of value, but together they have, I think, kind of 1 + 1 = 3 synergy. So that's why we do both together. And you know, we struggled with fertility at the very beginning, and medicine basically gave up on us and said, no, it's not going to happen. And then it happened 4 times, and so when
Naturally.
yeah.
Incredible.
So when we started our mind-body practice, it was always with an eye on also helping people boost whatever natural fertility they have, and it was through that babies started to come through the office, and then it just snowballed. There were babies everywhere, and so we got involved in prenatal care, and then they got to the end, and then we got involved in birth care, and then postpartum, and pediatric. Pretty soon I'll be doing geriatric care. Retired, but you get so many questions along the way that it really made me do a lot of research. I come from a very medical background. I kind of from the time of 17 and 18 was working in ambulances and emergency rooms as a medic, and coming into the holistic world was very startling almost. Like the first time someone said doula, I said Gesundheit, and I didn't know what that was, and you know, I had all these patients wanting to do things so naturally during their pregnancy and for their birth and postpartum, and sometimes really getting derailed here and there. And so it just made me do a lot of research, and instead of answering the same questions over and over, I started writing them as a blog, then a magazine, then a couple of documentaries, and just a podcast that's 15 years now in the making. Yeah.
And it feels like also since Breach has become the lost art, your work in terms of optimal fetal positioning and that kind of, and I feel like the modern world is more like computers, and the, you know, like the bodies have to, you know, need more work and support to be fluid. And
Totally. And so originally it was chiropractic and massage, but the more you work on people, the more you tap into energy. And so it's sort of a whole mind, body, spirit session almost every time we get together, sometimes focusing more on the mind and body, and sometimes more on the spirit and energy. But you know, in the end, we started more recently this platform called Informed Pregnancy Plus, where we have about 30 of the more popular documentaries, birth documentaries, a lot of mind and body stuff on there. And the whole idea is to make it accessible to anyone, anywhere. If you have an internet connection, it's like $6 a month, but if people write in and say, hey, I can't afford that, then we just give it to them. And along those lines, I have these cards that you can take and use yourself to do a month of it for free, or share them with clients. I mean, the goal is really getting the information out to people when they can still act on it, instead of after it's too late, more than a money-making venture. So, and along those lines also, if you have things, everyone here is a creator in different ways, so if you have things you want to share and get out there, we have a platform for you to be able to do that as well.
great.
That's me.
That's cool.
Because we're a small group, yeah, we can really just go around and get to know everyone and what they do. And Dr. Berlin, Melissa Berlin.
Thank you, Carmen. This is amazing. Round of applause for Carmen. So special. And we work so hard to take care of the people that we serve, that we often neglect ourselves. So this is really special. I started I'm a psychologist, I'm a perinatal psychologist. I started my training in women's health, having no idea that I'd end up in the birth field, but I feel like our story is pretty traditional in the sense of as you embark on this world, right, you feel a calling to not only be a part of it, but to help make it better or to serve it in the way that it served us. We are transplants from New York, so have no family here. So it was really a sink or swim kind of situation when gratefully baby number 1 came along. And it was, I think, after baby number 2 that we grabbed our birth doula, Sherry, and I'm like, that's it, we gotta get more training. There's gotta be something out there besides like, here's your baby and figure it out. And so back in the day, Sherry and I went to Sherry Masick, for anyone who know her, right?
Yeah.
Sherry.
Yeah, is she still here?
She is. She's up in tide pools. Where are the tide pools? So much starts with the
She's
P.
Sort of near Long Beach.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
Pismo?
Not Palos Verdes.
No, I know what you're thinking of. Where the battleship is.
San Pedro.
San
Oh,
Pedro.
yeah, thank you.
There
I knew
is
there
a
was
P
P
in
in there.
there.
That's okay. Now you're learning how my brain works. I'm always like one step
No,
off.
but this is also what I love to like doulas that I haven't like heard from in a while.
Yeah, so that's it.
Okay,
Sherry's amazing.
Yeah.
But my kids do, they make fun of me. I'm always like, I'll get the right thing, but like the letter's wrong or like the location's wrong. So that's perfect. But
Takes a village.
Piece it
For one
together.
month training.
And that's what you did. Your
I
children brought you
did.
into like, where is that village?
Tremendously, and that's it. And so Sherry and I went and got some extra training, and the more I was in the perinatal space, the more I realized that I had to get training in trauma as well, because I discovered very quickly that nothing brings up old trauma more than transitioning to be a parent yourself. And it really led me down a beautiful journey of somatic therapies, EMDR and Peter Levine's, somatic experiencing, and really just navigating ways to help support the whole family. Ideally beforehand, ideally during pregnancy. I'm a big believer that you don't have to step in it to step out of it, that we can even preempt it. But we're still a generation that has a harder time buying into prevention, although hopefully making, advances. And then really just, supporting the whole family in whatever phase or stage that looks like. And working with couples and parents. I recently, a client of mine brought his parents into it, and I'm like, I think that should be mandatory, that I get to meet both mom and dad at least once when I'm working with someone. And I say that it is a beautiful, of all the areas of psychology, it's nice to work in an area where you're helping to inherently return people to a happy phase of life. So really helping them to connect and enjoy and embrace that is what we're about.
Beautiful. Okay, I forgot.
Thank you.
Each person, I'd like you to say what is your go-to for care, for self-care, or for how do you relax? What is your comfort measure kind of thing for both of you to share? What helps you be able to work on this man doesn't sleep. Does he sleep?
He does
Because
not.
I don't think I sleep, and I'm like at 2 or 3 in the morning, and he's like answering.
I have an autoresponder. I think 2 things. I use my body a lot, so I get body work a lot. And for the mind part, I pray. So I think for me, it's my meditation.
And I do. I don't think it's a one-size-fits-all, and I think mamas need to know that, right? If you've spent a day with a noisy toddler, then self-care is going to be something quiet and serene. And if you've been with a baby that didn't offer much stimulation, then to stick a mom in a room where it's quiet and no one's talking to you is going to be torture. And so for me, it really depends. But I would say, what would I say? I was gonna say the kiddos, but I think kids are a mixed resource. I don't think
Especially when
they give a lot,
need
but they
things
take a
from you.
lot. Yes. I really like nature. I like the beach. I like biking. I like hiking. To me, getting out and expending energy, especially because I sit. I'm pretty sedentary.
I just remember there was a Mother's Day where I was planning all these things and cool activities, and then I was like, which one do you like? And you're like, how about you take the kids for 3 hours and just do them all by myself?
How many years ago was that?
It was a long time ago, but it was just like,
remembers it.
oh, you never get that. And
That's right, because this last Mother's Day we went on a fabulous hike, but his
but it
heel
must
is
have
still
been
killing
Achilles,
him.
yeah. But now I think about you every day.
But that's Mother's Day.
I remember that feeling of like being alone in my own house.
Yeah.
I was like, like cranking music and just feeling like, because it would be rare. Like I would have to go out to have like that time.
That was Saturday morning when you would take all the kids with you to prayers. Yeah, like you said. And we talk about just being able to frolic in the house by yourself, clothing optional.
I
You
love
know,
that
like,
these are like memories for you
Yeah.
guys. This is my living experience.
Isn't that wild?
Now, yeah.
Well, that's it.
Yeah.
You guys, you'll
Because
report back.
All the
like
phases,
that,
right?
Yeah.
tomorrow it'll be,
Yeah.
you'll be in the
It'll
seat.
be a memory.
Okay.
Well, our baby is now 15 and our oldest is 21, so
Wow.
it really is
Yeah.
a different phase of life.
Mhm.
Yeah, and what I'm noticing is I'm in that age bracket too, and it's like, but when are you done?
My mother says never.
As soon as you think.
She's still worrying about it.
Hi, Francesca, that's
Hi.
okay, come on